Hello and welcome to another revision video. Today we're looking at the higher tier revision workbook from Edexcel, and I'm going to be looking at topic 118, which is their cumulative frequency section. So we'll start off. Question 1. The cumulative frequency diagram gives information about the mass in grams of a number of letters. Use the graph to find an estimate for the median mass. So for the median mass, from the cumulative frequency, we can kind of work it out. Well, we've got the scaffold here anyway. So we've got a total of, if we look at the scales, they're going up in ones. So this is going to be 48. So half of 48 is going to be 24. And then we would go at 24 across until we hit our graph. Then we'll go down and we would read off our value. So these are going up in twos, so that is looking like 48 to me. So we wanted the 24th value, I missed off that line. Okay, use the cumulative frequency axis to work out the total number of letters n, and the median mass is found at the half total. Use the graph to find an estimate for the interquartile range. So interquartile just means the difference between the quarter points. We often call them Q1, the median Q2, and then the upper quartile to Q3. But we'll use the same process, and we use the scaffold. So a quarter of 48 is going to be 12. So the lower quartile will be the 12th value. I don't have use of a ruler, I'm afraid, so you'll have to bear with me. I should use a ruler, but there we go. So we go across and then we go down. So that value looks like, I'm just trying to make sure that I've done it as accurately as I can, comfortably. So I think it's hitting just there. So that would be 34. And then likewise the 3/4 would be 36. So at 36 we're going to go the same process, go across until we hit our graph. And then from there we're going to come down. And that looks like 62 to me. So the lower quartile is going to be found by 62 minus 34, which is going to give me, I make it 28. Let me just set that out better. Okay. Question 2. This table shows information about the time in hours that batteries lasted in a TV remote. And we've got our time and we've got our cumulative frequency. On the grid, draw a cumulative frequency graph to show this information. So I'm going to make this as big as I can comfortably. So I always plot these at the maximum point. So at 55, I'm going to plot 11. And we're going up in twos here, so I've got to go in between those two values. At 60 I'm going 32, so 32 is going to be there. Then I'm going to go 65 and 68, so we're looking there. And then 70 and 93 would hit just in between those two squares, and then finally 75 and 100. Right, I now need to join this up with as smooth a curve as I can, and we tend to have two parts to a curve. I always try to keep my wrist on the inside of a curve, just because your wrist creates a natural curve. So my wrist is on the inside here, and I've not drawn that very well, so let me just clear that. See if I can do it better second time. That's slightly better, and then I'm moving my screen around, so I've got my wrist on the inside on the opposite side now. and we are going to join that to 0, I think. There we go. Okay, so that's my cumulative frequency curve. Use the graph to find an estimate for the median. So our maximum value is 100, so our cumulative frequency is 100. So our median is going to be found at 50. And just like we did on the other graph, I'm going to go at 50, go across until I hit my graph, and then I'm going to go down. So I'm looking just over 62.5, so I'm going to go 63. And then find an estimate for the interquartile range. So I'm going to go 25. And 75. And then read those two values off. Right, so my interquartile range, I'm going to say is going to be, we were going up in ones on this graph, weren't we? On this axis, sorry. So I'm going to say 68 minus, and then this value is 50. Now I've just realised I've miscounted there. My x-axis, my x-axis is actually going up in 2s. It's going up in 0.5. So that's going to be more like 66 minus, and that's going to be 55. 50. Well, we're looking at 58. So I'm going for 8 hours. Part D. Tom says at least 20% of the batteries lasted more than 68 hours. Is Tom correct? Right, well, at 68, I'll take the pen colour again for this part. We'll go purple. 68 hours. So if I look at where 68 hours hits, 68 would be here. One more actually there. So if I go up to my graph, and then from there go across, so I make that 84. So 84 of the 84 of the batteries lasted less than 68. So that means that 16% lasted longer. So I would say no, only 16% lasted longer. Okay, and that brings us to the end of that section. So again, that was section 118 from the higher tier revision workbook from Edexcel. I hope you found that useful. Subscribe if you like.